So you've read the definition that a sample space is just a list of all the possible situations in an experiment. So suppose an experiment consists of tossing two six-sided dice, those are just your regular cubic die, and figuring the sum of the two dice. We know sum means add them together. Find each of the following. Part A, the number of total outcomes in the sample space. Part B, the most common outcome. Part C, the least common outcome. We've already taken the time to make this chart for you. You might be asked to make a similar chart or list in your assignments. But if you look at this chart as the top row being die 1, you've got the sides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the far left column being die 2, also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The plus sign in the top upper left-hand corner reminds us to add. So for instance, 1 plus 1 is still 2. And then 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 3 is 4, 1 plus 4 is 5, 1 plus 5 is 6, 1 plus 6 is 7. And so we filled in the chart for you. But if you go back and think about how many different numbers are listed, not unique numbers, but total numbers, then just like we learned with the fundamental counting rule back in the previous section, you have two dice, you could draw two blanks. There's 6 sides on one, 6 sides on the other. 6 times 6 is 36. And you can visually see in this chart that there are 36 numbers to confirm that. If you look at the chart a little closer, you might notice there are some patterns if you look diagonally. So for instance, there's only 1 2, but there's 2 3s, there's 3 4s, there's 4 5s, and each of those numbers are on a diagonal pattern. So if you look at the chart real quickly for a second, part B asks us what's the most common outcome. And hopefully you saw that on the longest diagonal from the bottom left to the top right are the 7s. So lucky 7 is lucky because it occurs more often than any of the other possible outcomes in this situation. And it's the only one that happens 6 times. Now, for the least common, we've already said there's only 1 2 up in the top left corner. There's also only 1 12 in the bottom right corner. So you have 2 answers for the least common, 2, and 12. And each of those only happens 1 time each.